I haven't sat down and made a video like this in a very long time. For some reason, I'm nervous again. Huh. Hi everyone, my name is Sarah, and today I thought I'd make a video of how theater has changed my life. Well, at 4 years old, I was in my first production at church, and it's not really like a huge shindig, but I was given my very first line. And I remember being on that stage in costume. I think I also had makeup on, like stage makeup-ish. And I just didn't care about like the audience or what was like really going on with the people who are watching. I was just so engrossed in becoming a different child on stage and saying my line right and really interacting with the other kids around me or what was going on with the leads like on center stage and stuff like that. And it just brought me so much joy within the half hour probably I was on stage. I was 4, so they brought us in at the very beginning of the show, and then during some part we all left. Don't know why. I want to be on stage more. But I just remember feeling like this was the thing that I wanted to do forever. Like I never wanted to get off that stage. I never wanted the show to end. I just wanted to do this forever. Years later, I found out that it could be a career. And I was like, what? You can get paid to do this? I want that. I got my first like major lead at 5 in the same church. It's a different production, but I was 5 years old and they gave me a lead, and it was because they saw something in me that I didn't even know that I had, and I was the youngest lead. I think the only other person who was around my age was 7, I believe. I was the youngest child. I was 5 years old. I had like all my lines memorized, and I had a rockin' costume. I was a teddy bear, so I was in a teddy bear outfit, and I had my face done to look like, I had the nose and I had the little cheeks and everything. It was like dope. That was so much fun. Like going through the rehearsals and actually performing it was like the best thing ever. That's like one of the only things I remember from like my childhood are those Christmas productions. And then I was around 12 and I got my first like legit lead outside of church. It was at a youth theater company that my sisters and I were a part of. I was only in like 2 scenes. It was a production of The Jungle Book where I played Winifred Hothy, the colonel's wife. Anyways, I was the mom elephant. Just regardless of being a lead or in the ensemble or having like a small role or a bigger role, I just knew that I wanted to be in theater and I wanted to be on stage and I wanted to be performing. But up until that time, acting just became embodying someone else and like impersonating someone else's life. Like I wanted to be the next Robin Williams so bad. And I realized that I could do imitations and I could do different voices and things like that. But I reached this point in my life, like halfway through my life, I think, where I just realized that I was different. Like I was weird from everybody else in the world and I was weird from my family and I just didn't understand why. True story, these things would happen to me a lot and I would go to the bathroom and just cry. I would just cry it out sitting on the toilet. Not like actually doing anything, but just sitting on the pot, crying about life. It happens, okay? So one day I just like was crying in the bathroom and I didn't exactly pray, but I just said, out of frustration and agony and anguish and just like pure confusion. Anyways, I just said out loud, God, why am I so weird? That should be my slogan for life. And this isn't like a reoccurring thing, but I swear I audibly heard God's voice and it was the weirdest thing ever. But this is like one of the most profound and like super deep and impacting things that's ever happened in my life. I somehow, for some odd reason, could clearly hear him say, and it was in this ear too, I remember that. And he told me, it's because I made you this way. What? Oh my gosh. So I was like, okay, 1, I think I heard God's actual voice and it was really weird. And 2, dang, that's dope. From then on, I was like, all right, dude, I'm an actor. Like, no one does this in real life. I liked being different. I just didn't understand why. Skip a few years and I'm a junior in high school. I had been homeschooled and going to a private school up until that time. And so this is my first year going to a public school and I hated it so much. Literally the only thing that kept me from dropping out of high school was going to the 6th period theater. I kid you not, like I was ready to just give up on life and be like, whatever, I don't have to keep going to school. I can be a bum on the street. But I thought at the end of the day, I have a 6-period theater class that I absolutely love and I cannot drop. Again, who does that? So after high school, I took 3 years off going to Michigan and interning at a church. And then after that, in 2015, I started going to community college, which is where I'm still at now. And honestly, the only thing I would have studied in college anyways is theater. That's what I'm doing now. Like, I really wouldn't go to college or like continue on in high school or actually live if it wasn't for like acting in theater. And now gaining like a further education in it and knowing so much more about this thing that I love and I realize is like my one true calling and like my greatest passion in life, is that all of this is storytelling, and being an actor is just taking that small part in that story. And it's about telling someone else's story. It's not exactly like totally embodying yourself as someone else completely, but it's you relating and connecting to another person and then showing the world that this person actually exists. Take that which you will, but this person is real and I need you guys to realize that. So like theater and storytelling on any capacity can open up people's minds to the reality of someone else's life that's either similar to yours or someone completely opposite to you. And I think that's one of the greatest things about like this business, this art form. Also to take on the responsibility of actually saying it by just becoming that person and relating to them yourself first. I think it's one of the greatest things ever. And it's something that I know for sure I need to remind myself now, because I'm in a Shakespeare play of Much Ado About Nothing, and I'm not familiar with Shakespeare. I've only done like one other straight play before, and I've just hit this point where it's kind of like, all right, cool. But I just needed to tell myself again why I'm doing what I'm doing. And if anyone of you are also interested in the arts or into theater or acting, why are you doing what you're doing? Whatever it is, keep reminding yourself of that. Start from like why you started, or just like how you started, and then the turning point in your life, and then just, you know, keep running with that and continue to be inspired by people. I watch Viola Davis's interviews. Shoot, that woman knows mucho things. Bottom line, please don't get rid of the arts. I know, and I've heard about like these budget cuts and things like that, but don't let that discourage you. And also, if this is something that you're passionate about or super interested in, please like invest in it, invest your time and your money. I know things are really expensive right now, I'm aware, but if this is something that you really love and are like super like devoted to, you will put your money in there because it's worth the investment. Finger guns. Alrighty, so that's all I have for today's video. I hope you guys liked it. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and let's talk about like your life story or like your experiences and things like that in the comment section below, or you can send it to me on social media. I've got Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All that is in the down bar below. And oh yeah, and subscribe. Oh my gosh, I keep forgetting to do that. I make videos every Wednesday and Saturday here on this channel, so if you want to see more of this place, go ahead and click the red subscribe button right there. If it's not already gray, then that means you haven't subscribed yet. And if you have subscribed, click that bell thingy-majiggy that's still going on YouTube. And that's it. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I will see you all in the next video. Bye!